Hey friend, I have a guided reading for you today. I encourage you to gaze at the cards, use your own intuition to see what, stands out for you as I'm talking. Remember, some things may resonate more, some things may resonate less, but the important part is that you're growing. So let's go ahead and get started. Guiding our reading today, we have the Guardian at the Gate. You are standing at a threshold right now in your life between the old and between the new, right? Not just that, you're along the journey or that, you're moving along, but you have reached a checkpoint and there is help available for you if you are willing to accept it. Starting out, we have the Three of Pentacles, right? And this is just what I'm talking about. There's that help, that support, somebody here wanting to give you some sort of support and resources or guidance to be able to kind of help you move from where you're at right now into the new thing that you have envisioned for yourself, right? That Three of Pentacles being the individual working on the church, the wealthy individual sponsoring the work, and the priest overlooking. You right now have some sort of support coming in, right? And the reason you have that support coming in is because you stepped into your own power as this Queen of Wands, right? Your energy is very magnetic, that confidence that you have in yourself, that assuredness and the fire that you've lit in yourself, that dream that you have is attracting things toward you, is pulling toward you those that want to help you and pulling toward you the reality that you want to create for yourself. And this is to bring you into this completion. Like I said, you're finishing up right now the old life. You have completed the previous chapter, maybe that previous book, and it's time to step into the new thing, into a new cycle. And when you step into this new cycle, this new experience, you're going to be doing so as the Knave of Pentacles, as the Page of Pentacles, right? It's very much that inner child, the enjoying the sweetness of life, just kind of really being in the moment, right? You get to be able to move into an experience where you don't have to be in a hurry. You don't have to worry about what am I doing a week from now? What am I doing a month from now? You get to be able to just enjoy the now, enjoy the present moment. Now, you may be experiencing a little bit of frustration, maybe some difficulty, some sort of feeling of loss or devastation as you're moving away from the old thing, right? And this is perfectly normal, to have this grieving experience when we're moving out of something that's, been a big part of our life for such a long time, right? And when we think of the Ten of Swords, though, you can't get any more difficult than that. You can't get lower than the very bottom, right? It's not an 11 swords after the 10 of swords. You go straight from the 10 into the court cards, right? So the only way for you to go from here is up, right? You would see the individual, that with all the swords stabbed into them and then that golden light reflecting off the water behind them. Now, you can see that there is something incredible and beautiful ahead for you, while simultaneously you are seeing the old things that you've left behind. And maybe this kind of gives you a little bit of a mixed feelings, right? You have the Four of Cups, right? That would be the individual sitting in front of the tree meditating. He's got the 3 cups in front of him, and then there's the one off to the side that, he either doesn't notice or he's not really paying attention to, right? You don't want to find yourself in this jaded kind of a feeling because you're feeling like, oh, I'm just in an experience of loss, right? The thing about that, like I said, that experience of loss is like you still see that there is potential, or at least that there is this potential being offered to you, being, hinted at, saying, hey, here's this beautiful new thing ahead for you. You just have to be willing to look at it. You just have to be willing to see the new opportunity and accept it, right? Sometimes we might find ourselves feeling in this Five of Pentacles energy, feeling that we're left out, feeling that, we don't have the blessings, or maybe that our blessings have been taken away. But the reality of the matter is you have actually stepped into a new potential, and we have this Four of Wands, right? The Four of Wands is when you've reached the new land, right? You're celebrating with others, you're building the foundation, you're building the home where you're going to live in the new place, right? And here's the thing, we have this fairy girl here. She's given this egg to the boys right here. You don't know what's ahead of you. You don't know what's in the egg. Could be a dragon, could be a phoenix, could really be anything. But these possibilities that are here for you, you have it in the palm of your hands. You have this new thing, right? And it kind of attracts somebody toward you. There is some sort of a love offering coming in with the Knight of Cups. Now, of course, the Knight of Cups is being that in love with being in love, but I'm seeing a suitor here. I'm seeing somebody coming forward, maybe being sweet, maybe being cheesy, offering you some sort of support, offering some sort of a connection for you. Now, this individual might be kind of simple. They might be, not necessarily the life of the party, but they really are essential. They really have the necessary skills. They know how to, really line things up, move the pieces where they need to be in order to, to make things happen. They're very good with their money. Probably somebody who's wealthy but doesn't really flaunt it, right? There's that confidence, that sureness, and this ability for them to manage their resources. So somebody is coming in with resources and the skills to manage these resources, and this is going to be very helpful for you because maybe you still either don't quite have all the resources that you want, or maybe you're still learning how to manage the resources, and this person coming in has that thing, like where their strengths kind of compensate for your weaknesses, and your weaknesses could compensate for their strengths. And the thing is, you are in this transitionary period right now with death, right? You understand that the experiences you've had in your in the previous chapters of your life are things that really nurture and nourish and feed you, so that way you could grow new things, right? The mushrooms growing from the decayed remains, the person that this fairy that she's sitting on the skull. You understand that the lessons you've had in previous chapters in your life give you the wisdom in order for you to be able to operate in this new one. And sometimes we might be kind of wondering what we need to do with things, right? Five of Swords normally would be that, winning at all costs, right? And there is that sense here, there is that energy here where these two fairy girls, they've been tending to this rose garden. And this blue rose, which they've given so much care to, which they've given so much attention to, is still wilting. So they're like, we really want this to prosper, so what do? We need help. So you need some sort of help at this point. And it's not saying that you're unable to handle things. It's not saying that circumstances are outside of your ability to meet. But what it does mean is that when you work with somebody else, or when you allow others to support you in whatever your efforts, you can relax, you can take that pressure off of yourself, so that way you can be more effective at what it is that you're doing. And this is your path, right? You are moving on to something that is really important to you spiritually, that really offers value for others, this reawakening experience. The thing that you have been envisioning is part of your soul's calling. You've been nurturing it, right? We have the Seven of Swords, and there have been things that have been happening behind the scenes that you haven't seen yet, right? Okay, when we see the Seven of Swords here, this is the queen that the fairy girls called, and asked for help with the garden, as she's nurturing that blue rose. When she's nurturing that, when your higher power, when your guides are helping you and assisting you in growing the things that you're immediately focusing on, other things are growing too, right? Because as she's watering this rose, the rest of the garden is growing up around her, and she's not really paying attention to it, right? That's the hidden, behind the scenes kind of energy which we would see in the Seven of Swords, right? And as these things are growing, what you're not noticing is that you actually started to have this more of an appeal to others, that maybe you didn't think you had it yourself, maybe you didn't notice it, but there is this kind of sensuality, right? The Queen of Cups, she's very psychic, she's very sensual, and you think about that, senses, right? Our sight, our hearing, smell, taste, touch, our intuition, these types of things. This energy that allows you to tap into your intuition, that allows you to really kind of move with the flow, is also a very attractive type of an energy that really gets people daydreaming, right? We have the Six of Cups. Somebody is really thinking about, imagining the possibilities. What if I ask this person out? What if I make this offer? What if this happens? What if that happens, right? These possibilities have inspired them to take action, or maybe even inspired you to take action, right? We have the Ace of Wands being that inspired action, being that new fire that's lit in you, going, this is the thing that I'm going to do. This is the direction that I want to go. And you have some sort of an offer of assistance with structure, right? The Priest is our Hierophant in the deck, right? He knows how to really kind of organize things, and really how to embody the spirituality down into the physical, down into the practical. This person wants to be able to take this spiritual energy that they have, the spiritual energy that you have, and kind of really help you ground it down into something tangible, into some sort of solid, reliable, consistent structure, in order for you to be able to hatch your dreams, in order for that, little egg that you had, hold on, back here in the Four of Wands, this new potential that you've been given, they want to help you see it into reality. They want to help you hatch it. That Six of Wands being that celebration energy, right? They want to help you to enjoy the gifts that you have and to really kind of bring them into this celebration of life, this excitement. They're probably pretty good at navigating, right? Seeing the bigger picture. When we have the Three of Wands, right? That's the, your ship's coming in. You see the bigger picture. You can kind of see the possibilities. You see the roadmap. You see, the boys here, they have this map book, right? This person coming in who wants to offer you help, they're pretty good at navigating things because they have like this eagle eye view of things, right? They could see the territory. Maybe, yes, obviously there are things that, still are going to come true as time unfolds that you don't know, that they don't know, but they're pretty good at navigating the bigger picture. And having this assistance in navigating, having somebody who can kind of look at the bigger picture and see things that you don't, like I said earlier, it gives you this freedom, takes the weight off of your chest, right? And you can move into this energy of the full, this lightheartedness, this childlike joy and play, to where you could just be in the moment, to where you could just enjoy the sweetness of life, enjoy the fruits of life, right? All right, friend. I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope this has been encouraging. You are at the threshold right now. You are ready to step into a new thing. There's help available to you. You might find somebody offering to connect with you, partner with you, really work together on whatever it is. If you are courageous enough to say yes, it's going to be such a huge blessing for you. Go ahead and like the video for me. You can leave me a comment. If you don't know what to comment a sunflower emoji. Sunflower is a spirit guide. That'll let me know that you see me. Also really helps out the algorithm quite a bit. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, I would love it if you would subscribe. Then head into my channel, find a video that resonates with you, and I will see you in the next one.